Well, this isn't a tractor video on this one, but I want to make a custom attachment for a 10 or 12 Massey by mounting a generator on the front, kind of like on John Deere's and stuff. So I picked up this Homelite E-4000-1, and this was mounted onto a Briggs & Stratton motor that had a tapered shaft. So the Briggs went on this side, and to remove the motor from this generator, you have to pull this cover that goes on here off, and then you have to pull this off, which is for the wires to the field and to the positive and negative connection. That this is like the pickup for that. So this mounted right here, but those need pulled off. Then you pull these 4 bolts that go around here off, and then this part just slips onto here, and this part slips onto that as well with a little lip. So you have to remove the cover on top, then these, and then you have to go and remove the inside piece that spins. That has to get removed. You pull that out. Then this separates from the piece that goes to the motor. And then all you have to do from there is there's 4 bolts that are right here. These all went into 4 holes that were on the bottom, and that went into the engine. And then you have to remove this piece, you have to I put a big wrench on the shaft of the motor in between that and the end of this rotating piece, and kind of pried at it and tapped and stuff, and it popped off that taper. And then that's how you have to get that off. All that holds it on is this goes on the taper and this goes on the motor side. And then for the wiring here, I haven't seen anybody post this part or anything on a generator like this. But here's your 2 connections onto here. This is mounted on this right here, like this way. But going like that. Yeah, like this. And then this mounted, this goes to here, and this mounted onto that piece. And this other yellow wire is supposed to go to right here, but mine broke off when I was removing it. So just so you guys know, that's what that looks like. AC gets yellow. This corner gets positive, and this one gets negative. So there's a little rundown on how this gets wired. Then again, we'll look at this. This is the ratings. The E-3000 should be the same way. It just obviously lower rating. And then this just goes and wires all the way into here. Go to your windings and stuff. And it's just a typical house plug. And then the ground goes to the back of this casing. It screws in like right here. So there's a little rundown of that. But the plan is we'll put this back together. I'm going to make a tapered shaft and a bearing that mounts to the motor side to hold the shaft, because otherwise there'd be nothing holding it from shaking back and forth, or this piece from going back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and have to make something. I don't know if I'm going to cut the crank off that motor and make it off that, or try and recreate it with a lip for that bearing to hold. And then so you'll have the lip here, and then the bearing, and then probably a snap ring. So that way when you go to do it, you can take the snap ring off, take this bearing and slide it off, and then your lip back here that's supposed to hold it will hold it from coming out of the generator. So that's the plan for how I'm going to do this. And it'll mount like this with a belt pulley on this side, and it'll run over to the Massey's accessory drive that goes right here. This one's kind of set in, but it goes right there, and it'd come sneak by this grill and mount right here with a little mower deck attachment piece that attaches the mower deck onto the front bumper. But that's a plan. I thought it'd be pretty cool because me and a buddy's been wanting to quote unquote build a Massey garden tractor with a Massey garden tractor, meaning all your power for your tools and air compressor, it comes from the tractor driving it this, or something like an air compressor, but probably just this, and then plug the air compressor into it. But we want to completely take a Massey garden tractor, run a generator, and then plug all our tools into said generator to sand, disassemble, reassemble, paint, and all of the above for restoring a Massey garden tractor or something of the sorts. We thought that'd be pretty cool, so we figured we'd give it a shot. But here's this again, and hopefully this is helpful for somebody, because I have not found anything on these little generators and the wiring and everything that goes along with it. So I'll add in some of these clips of the diagram of how it's torn apart, and then hopefully that wiring will help with whatever issues yours has. And hopefully we'll get this project on the road here soon, because I'm not able to do it this weekend like I'd want to, because we're going to be taking this tractor that I just finished up for a hayride. So we're going to get her out and actually see what she'll do, because I've not done anything with it since the rebuild other than just drive it around a little bit. So all right, well, I'll leave it there, and hopefully this will be useful for people that maybe aren't into my content and stuff and just need to know about this generator. So, all right, I'll leave it there.